Captain Underpants and the Super Underpants-Mobile. It was an ordinary day in Boringville, where nothing much ever happened. But for Timmy Trousers, a 10-year-old boy with a secret identity, this was no ordinary day. By day, Timmy was just like any other kid, eating cereal, avoiding chores, and battling through endless math homework. But by night, he became Captain Underpants, the town's greatest hero, armed with a pair of magical underpants that gave him super strength, lightning speed, and, most importantly, total wedgie-proof protection. But lately, something was missing from Captain Underpants' superhero life. Sure, he had his powers, but every hero needs a cool ride. Batman had the Batmobile, Iron Man had his suits, but Captain Underpants? He was stuck running from place to place in his oversized underpants. Not exactly heroic. One day, while sitting in his secret headquarters, Timmy had an idea. "I need a car," he said to himself, looking out over his backyard, imagining a high-speed chase through the neighborhood. But not just any car, it had to be special. A car fit for a hero in underpants. With that, Timmy ran to his dad's garage and started digging around for parts. There were wheels from his old bike, an engine from his lawnmower, and... was that a laundry basket? Perfect! After hours of hammering, twisting, and probably breaking a few tools, Timmy stood back and admired his creation. The Underpants-Mobile was born. It was unlike any car you've ever seen. It had a shiny, chrome body, shaped like an oversized pair of briefs, with two giant elastic bands stretched across the front as headlights. The seats were made out of soft fabric from his mom's old laundry, and the steering wheel? A pair of tightly rolled-up socks. It even had a laundry basket in the back for sock emergencies. "This is perfect," Timmy said, grinning. "Now I'm ready for anything. And just in time." Because as Timmy finished putting the final touches on the Underpants-Mobile, his secret hero signal went off, an alarm hidden under his bed that only activated in true sock-related emergencies. He raced to check it and saw the worst news imaginable flashing across the screen. The Stinky Sock Monster has escaped from the closet prison. The Stinky Sock Monster was Timmy's greatest enemy. This smelly beast thrived on stealing socks from innocent people, leaving them with only one of each pair. He hadn't been seen in months, but now he was back, and reports were flooding in from all over Boringville, mismatched socks everywhere. Timmy leaped into action. He pulled on his magical underpants and rushed to his brand new Underpants-Mobile. As soon as he sat in the seat, something amazing happened. The Underpants-Mobile glowed. Its engine purred like a laundry machine on high speed, and it took off at lightning speed. Captain Underpants zoomed through the quiet streets of Boringville, the wind blowing through his hair, laundry flapping from the back of his car like a superhero's cape. He arrived at the town center, where the Stinky Sock Monster was causing chaos, throwing mismatched socks into the air and cackling. "Stop right there, Sock Monster!" Captain Underpants yelled, screeching to a halt in the Underpants-Mobile. The Sock Monster turned, eyes narrowing at the sight of Captain Underpants in his shiny new car. "What's this? A new toy? You think you can stop me with that?" Captain Underpants grinned. "Oh, this isn't just a toy. This is the Underpants-Mobile, and it's about to send you back where you belong." The Sock Monster wasn't impressed. He lunged at the car, arms full of stinky, stolen socks, but Captain Underpants was ready. He pressed a bright red button on the dashboard, labeled Fresh Breeze Blast, and instantly, a gust of fresh laundry-scented air shot out of the car's exhaust. The sock monster gagged and stumbled backward. Ugh! What is that smell? The sock monster howled. Clean socks, Captain Underpants said with a smirk. Something you wouldn't understand. But the sock monster wasn't done yet. He started tossing smelly socks at the car, hoping to gunk up the engine. The Underpants-Mobile swerved and dodged, its wheels skidding across the street as Captain Underpants expertly avoided the smelly projectiles. But then, one sock hit the windshield, blocking Captain Underpants' view. Oh no! A direct hit. Timmy yelled, but then he remembered his secret weapon. Reaching over to the glove box, he pulled out a fresh pair of socks, his own, and wiped the windshield clean. With a clear view, he could see the sock monster trying to make a run for it. Not so fast! Captain Underpants shouted. He pressed another button on the dashboard, this one labeled Sock Snatcher. A pair of mechanical hands shot out from the sides of the Underpants-Mobile, grabbing every single stolen sock and returning them to their rightful place. The sock monster looked around, panicked. No! My precious socks, he wailed, but it was too late. Captain Underpants had already activated the final feature of his car. With one last push of the sock slammer button, a giant laundry basket appeared out of nowhere and dropped down on the sock monster, trapping him inside. The beast growled, but there was no escape this time. Captain Underpants stepped out of his car and stood proudly in front of the trapped monster. That's the last time you mess with Boringville's socks, he declared. The town erupted in cheers as people rushed to reclaim their freshly cleaned, perfectly matched socks. The sock monster was defeated, and Captain Underpants had saved the day once again, this time, with a brand new ride. Later that night, Timmy parked the Underpants-Mobile in the garage and returned to being just plain old Timmy. But as he climbed into bed, he smiled. He knew that whenever Boringville needed him, he'd be ready, especially now that he had the coolest superhero car in town. The end. Or, until the next laundry emergency.